Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel. Part of the mission at the Kearsarge Food Hub in Bradford is educating us about sustainable foods. To introduce us to this week's video is Hanna Flanders. Hi, Hanna.
We are at Sweet Beet Market and Cafe. You might know the Market and Cafe for our delicious products, but we are part of the Kearsarge Food Hub. We focused on these nonprofit food hubs working in the middle of the food supply chain to help support farmers with fair prices and selling their products, marketing their products, while also supporting consumers on the other end of that food supply chain, helping products to be available, to be affordable. And this work is done in many interesting, innovative, and creative ways, and that is what the videos and stories of Love Local are all about. Not many people know this, but 85 to 90% of the seafood we consume here in New England is imported from far away. New England Young Fishermans Alliance started in 2022 to provide support to small and medium-sized fisher folks on our working waterfront, and they provide that support in a lot of dynamic ways. So learn more in this video.
I'm Andrea Tomlinson. I am the Executive Director and founder of the New England Young Fishermen's Alliance. We are a 501c3 tax-exempt organization incorporated in the state of New Hampshire in February of 2022. We want to become the go-to Northern New England unified umbrella for young fishermen and women 45 and under who are looking for ways to succeed in their future to become successful small boat owner-operators in the commercial fishing industry. There's a lot of correlations between the struggles that young farmers have today and young fishermen and women. Fishing requires a lot of manual labor. It's hard hours. It's an undeterminate amount of time that you're going to work, and it's an undeterminate amount of money that you're going to make. We've really seen a huge decline in workforce in New Hampshire alone. When I first started working with commercial fishermen, we had at least 90 on our short little 15-mile coastline shorelines. We had at least 90 fishermen fishing for fish, and now we have 4. I'm really focused on small and medium-sized boat stakeholders, and those are the ones we've seen decline dramatically. The catch share system was implemented about 14 years ago, and it radically changed how young fishermen and women could get into the industry. Basically privatized, unfortunately, put a set quota on each species of fish. Permits started to get consolidated, and large corporate conglomerate organizations were able to purchase those permits. It was a pay-to-play type of situation. So it's a lack of access because of the capital requirement a young person needs to get into a boat with a permit. We're looking at like $450,000 minimum for a young person to buy a boat, buy a permit that has any type of viability in being able to make an annual living from. You've got the cost of your equipment, you've got your mooring costs, you've got your employment costs. So access is really limited due to the amount of capital that is required. The industry is incredibly regulated and highly supervised, so that is a real turnoff for a lot of Gen Z and young millennials. We do need regulation, and we do very much need our commercial fisheries to be watched over and regulated, but what we would really like to see is better science. We would like to see more industry-based data incorporated into the stock assessments and the regulations, management, and policy of the commercial fishing industry to make it a little bit more of a fair playing field. So one of the primary reasons that we started New England Young Fishermen's Alliance was to bring light to that fact and do something about it. Our biggest program right now is our Deckhand to Captain training program. We're in our 3rd year. We train seasoned deckhands or sternmen how to become a successful owner-operator of their own business. That involves business management, marketing development, understanding rules and regulations, public speaking training, collaborative research opportunities, and how to advocate for your industry. Just to synopsize that 20-week-long 9-month course. We do 6 trainees a year. We're hoping to get 9 next year. We have funding to take 9 people.
I found this class at a Coast Guard safety training. I met Andrea, and she told me I'd be a good fit.
I went to the Fisherman's Farm in Rockport, and she had a New England Young Fishermen's Alliance stand there, and here I am a month later sitting on this desk and starting this journey. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of positives.
This is an integral part of our food security as well.
85% of seafood in the United States is imported from other countries that don't have to play by the regulations that we do.
Yeah.
So I think it's important that if you buy local, you're also backing the regulations that provide sustainability.
The hard cold facts are this: of that 85% of the seafood that we're consuming imported, 1 to 3% of that is inspected as it comes into our country. Something called IUU, illegal, uninspected, and unregulated seafood. That is coming in to the United States by the hundreds of thousands of pounds daily. So you don't know where that fish is coming from. You may think you know where it's coming from the label, but oftentimes it's mislabeled, and then you don't know anything about the practices that are being implemented on that vessel or the practices that are being implemented on that fish farm. Just be really aware of what your local seafood is and try your best to support local. When you're supporting a local fisherman or woman, you are not just supporting that person. You are supporting the entire working waterfront community.
All that seafood that is being harvested around here, it's part of that character, part of that heritage that gets transferred from generation to generation. It's a way to recognize, the local character of any place that you go to is pretty much related to the local jobs and industries that are involved. We are representing a part of it here.
It's like farming. I mean, farming and fishing are two agricultural pillars. Gotta keep them around for a while, or we're not gonna have any food.
I myself am a huge proponent of local food. Eating local is supporting your local community. It's supporting your local food harvesters and food growers. If they feel supported, and if your economy is supported, and you're supporting your heritage and culture, what could be better? It's a safer bet. You're supporting your local harvester, you're supporting your local community by eating local. Are there any other questions? I mean, seriously, why would you not eat local?
Buy local seafood.
Buy fresh, buy local.
That's right.
And you can learn more about our work at the Kearsarge Food Hub and find these videos at kearsargefoodhub.org. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We continue this local food and regional food system education through those channels all year long. So I really hope that you tune in and join us.
Thank you, Hannah, and thanks to the efforts of the Kearsarge Food Hub to make us aware of local food sourcing. When we come back, we'll meet Deborah Bacon and her art now hanging at the Blue Loon Bakery. If you would like to help sustain our work at YCN, you could become an underwriter by contacting us at info@ycnnow.com. Let's now hear from a business that is already a supporter of our work.
This program is supported by Main Street Bookends of Warner for books, toys, games, cards, gifts, and a gallery of local art. Main Street Bookends of Warner.